Goswami, Swarup Damodar Goswami, Lord Nityananda, Jagannathananda, Mukunda, and others were present before the Lord at that time.
Chari Gosai Rakhaila Raya Charana Vandana Yatha Yogya Sabha Bhaktir Karila Milana.
Shri Ramananda Roy therefore offered his obeisances to all the Lord's devotees, in particular to the four spiritual masters. Thus, Ramananda Roy suitably met all the devotees.
There is a small purport, I'll read that. The four spiritual masters referred in this verse are Paramanand Puri, Brahmanand Bharti, Sarup Damodar, and Lord Nityananda. Anybody knows about their spiritual identities? Everybody knows Lord Nityananda. He is the original spiritual master, Lord Balram. And Sarup Damodar, anybody? Lalita Sakhi. And Paramanand Puri, he is Uddhava from Lord Krishna's pastime. I may not remember Brahmanand Bharti's identity. Okay, text 35. Prabhu kahe raya dekhile kamal nayana. Rai kahe ebe yai pava darshana.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu next asked Ramananda Rai, have you already visited the temple of the lotus-eyed Lord Jagannath?
Ramananda Rai replied, I shall now go visit the temple. That translation came in the purport actually. Text 36. Prabhu kahe Rai tumi ki karya karile. Ishware na dekhi kene aage etha aile.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, what have you done, my dear Rai? Why did you not first see Lord Jagannath and then come here? Why have you come here first?
Rai kahe charana ratha hirdaya sarathi. Yaha laina, yaha taha, yaha jivarathi.
Ramananda Rai said, the legs are like the chariot and the heart is like charioteer. Wherever the heart takes the living entity is obliged to go.
Purport, I'll read the purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, 1861, Lord Krishna explains, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hirdeshe arjuna tishtati, pramayan sarva bhutani yantra runani maya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. Thus the living entity wanders within this universe, riding upon a chariot, the body, bestowed by material nature. A similar explanation is given in the Katha Upanishad 1.3.3.4. Atmanam rathanam vidhi shariram ratham evatu buddhim tu sarathim vidhi mana pragraham evacha indriyani hayan ahur vishayamsteshu gocharan atmendriya manojuktam bhukte ti ahur manishana. Here it is said that the living entity is the passenger riding in the chariot of the body, which is offered by material nature. The intelligence is the charioteer, the mind constitutes the reins controlling the horses, and the senses are the horses. Thus, the living entity is the false enjoyer of the material world. One who is advanced in Krishna consciousness can control the mind and intelligence, and in this way rein in the horses, the senses, even though they are very powerful. One who can control the senses by his mind and intelligence can very easily approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or Vishnu, who is the ultimate goal of life. Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyati Surya. Those who are actually advanced approach Lord Vishnu, their ultimate goal. Such People are never captivated by Lord Vishnu's external energy, the material world. Text 34. Ami ki kariba mana iha lana aila. Jagannath darshane vichara na kaila.
Sri Ramananda Rai continued, "What shall I do? My mind has brought me here. I could not consider going first to Lord Jagannath's temple."
Prabhu kahe shighra giya kara darshana. Aiche ghara yai kara kutumba milana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised, immediately go to the Lord Jagannath's temple to see the Lord. Then go home and meet your family members. Text 40. Prabhu agya paya raya chalila darshane. Rayera prema bhakti riti bujhe kaun jane. Having received Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's permission, Ramanand Rai hastily went to the temple of Lord Jagannath. Who can understand the devotional service of Rai Ramanand? Ramanand Rai ki jai. So it is said that Chaitanya Caritamrta is like a postgraduate study in the Vaishnavism. So Bhagavad Gita is like undergraduate study. We understand basic concepts. What is this material nature? What is our identity? Who is Lord? What is our relationship with the Lord? Then in then Srimad Bhagavatam takes it further, and we can see the examples of devotees who practice this relationship with the Lord, and we can see the loving exchanges between Lord and his devotees. And then Chaitanya Caritamrta takes it even further, where we can see how those devotees who have already developed love of God, they interact with each other. So Chaitanya Caritamrta teaches us how we can live in the community of devotees. This is not very high actually. I think it's good now. Yeah, we'll manage. देखिए जरा ये तो ठीक है Yeah, let's do this way. Okay. Yeah. So in the scriptures, there are so many rules and regulations given. Our Rup Goswami has compiled Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and he has given various rules and regulations and qualities of bhakti. And then he refers to his elder brother's book, Hari Bhakti Vilas, saying that there are thousands of rules given by my elder brother Sanatan Goswami. If you want to see more details, it's there. So if you read all these rules and regulations, it might become very difficult to understand which ones to follow and which ones not to follow. So to gain a deeper understanding, we should study Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita shows us how devotees who are fully in love of God, how they are behaving in different situations, circumstances, time, place, and how they are able to follow all these rules. They are able to understand what is a primary rule and what is a secondary rule, what's the essence and what's the detail. So if you want to understand that deeply, then CC is the book. Srila Prabhupada said that CC is the best Bengali sweet. So we should also relish CC. It's even sweeter than Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, third verse in the first canto, in the first chapter, says Nigam Kalpatur Galitam Phalam Sukham Khadamrita Divasayutam, that this is the ripened fruit of all the Vedic literature. And Bhagavatam, Sukdev Goswami, Vyasdev is inspiring all of us to go and drink that nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. But CC is even more sweeter. CC is all about pure devotees interacting with each other, keeping Krishna in the center. So how we can create a community like this, we can learn that by reading CC. So Ramanand Rai is Vishaka Sakhi. So it's Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime can be understood on two levels. In one level, it's nothing but Krishna's Leela. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Srimati Radharani, and Ramanand Rai is Vishaka Sakhi, is the assistant of Srimati Radharani. So that's one level of understanding. Another level of understanding is what is happening as we are perceiving that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi and Ramanand Rai is a pure devotee. So Ramanand Rai, he was working in government, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone before coming back to Jagannath Puri from South India Yatra. So during South India Yatra, he met Ramanand Rai, and he advised him that he should leave his government job and come and live with him in Jagannath Puri. So Ramanand Rai pursued that instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he actually requested King, and King allowed him, and he came to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a lot of happiness, and he's coming. And when he came to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Temple, Lord Jagannath is the center of attraction. So everybody coming there should go and see Lord Jagannath first. But Ramanand Rai helplessly got driven to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "Have you seen darshan?" He said, "No." That thought did not even come to me, to go and see Lord Jagannath first and then come to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So how to understand this behavior of Ramanand Rai? So Ramanand Rai said that, "My Lord, my body is like a chariot, my legs are like a chariot, and my heart is Sarthi." Sarthi is the one who controls the directions of the chariot. So my heart is directing myself to you. So I could not just go there. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that giving a contrast of a jiva in the material existence, how a jiva in the material existence is controlled by Mahamaya. Srila Prabhupada says, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hirdeshe Arjuna Tishtati. That living entity is, Lord is in the heart of all living entities, and living entity is riding this chariot provided by the material nature. Yantra Rurani Maya. And Lord is controlling the wandering of living entity through the Maya energy of the Lord. So soul is struggling in the material world. Krishna says in the 10th chapter, Mam Evamsa Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanat, 15th chapter, Manasastani Indrani Prakritistani Karshati, that all the living entities, although they are fragmental part and parcels of Lord, they are spiritual by nature, but they are struggling in the material world because they have forgotten their relationship with the Lord. And they are struggling with the mind and the five senses, and sixth is the mind. So because of their forgetfulness, because of their engrossment in the material world, they are struggling. They're struggling and they're riding this chariot of material body and trying to enjoy. They are false enjoyers, Srila Prabhupada says. So today's theme is all about chariot. So journey of a soul is from this material engagement to the spiritual engagement. So in the material engagement, we are totally under the grip of this Maya, and those who are Mahatmas, they come out of this grip of Maya by taking shelter of Yoga Maya. So Lord Krishna says, Mahatmanustu mam partha devam prakritim. But those who are Mahatmas, those who are great soul, they leave aside the shelter of Mahamaya and they come into shelter of Yoga Maya. Devam prakritim ashrita bhajanti ananya manso gyatva bhutatim avyayam. So when one develops this love of God, then one develops all the good qualities. Then one does not have to follow the rules and regulations of the scriptures, because the scriptures are like a map. So map is only useful as long as you are lost in the material world. When you are lost in the forest of the material existence, then you consult the map, where to go, which street to avoid, where to take left turn, where to take right turn. So all these rules are there as long as you are stuck into this material existence and in this lost in the forest of material existence. But once you have come out of this forest, then Krishna says, Trai gunya vishya vedan nistrai gunya bhavarjuna. Nirmamo, that what is that? Nirdvando nitya sattvasto niryoga shema atmavam. That once you have come out of this delusion of this material existence, then you do not follow these rules and regulations of the Vedas, and you can follow the higher principles. And what is the qualification? That one has come out, that one is without any delusion, without any duality, and without any concern of yoga and shema, nir-yoga shema atmavan. That one is not concerned with profit and loss and protection in the material world. And once one achieves that quality, then one need not follow the rules and regulations given in the Vedas, which are of lower nature, and follow the higher principles given by the Lord, which is controlled by the love of God. So one has to come to the level of akinchana. And when one comes to that stage, one has come out of this engagement with the material nature, then one develops all good qualities, as given in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yasyasi bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarve gunesa samasati sura abha harav abhaktasukto mahadguna manorathinasati dhavato bahi. That those who have developed akinchana bhakti to the Lord, akinchana word is that without any concerns of material loss or material gain, without any motive, once has developed such a loving devotional service to the Lord, then one develop all the good qualities. And this verse says that how can anybody who has not come to that stage have any good qualities? Harav abhaktasya. Those who are not devotees of Hari, harav abhaktasya kuto mahad guna, they cannot have any good qualities because they are riding on the manorathena asati dhavato bahi. They are riding on the chariot of mind. Asati, they are engaged in the untruth, false existence and external world. They are engaged in the external world. So there are two kinds of chariot we are seeing in the scriptures being described. And this analogy of chariot is given in so many different places. So there is a material chariot, one is riding, fully engrossed in the material world, and then there's a spiritual chariot on which Raman Rai is riding, who is also helplessly controlled material by the love of God. So on one hand, non-devotees are helplessly controlled by the material existence, the attractions to enjoy the material world, and other hand, our journey is to give up this material chariot and ride the spiritual chariot, and then helplessly controlled by the love of God. That's our journey. So Raman Rai already knew that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself. What is that verse? There's a bhajan that says, Yei Krishna, Jai Jai Jagannath Sachiranandan, Thiruvane Kori Jai Charanabandan, Yei Gaur Sei Krishna Sei Jagannath. Who said that bhajan? Vasudev. Yeah, so he wrote that Lord Jagannath, Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are non-different from each other. So Raman Rai fully understood this, and he is living on this higher level of understanding, and thus he could come to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knowing fully well that taking darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath is one and the same. So that's why there is no fault in his behavior, but we have to act according to our understanding, and according to our realizations we have to act correctly as per the instructions of the scriptures. So Srila Prabhupada says, who can understand the devotional service of Ramanan Rai? So Ramanan Rai, there are, as I was alluding earlier, that the many instructions given in the previous verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking very strongly how a sannyasi should not be interacting with the worldly people, how Sarvam Bhattacharya was requesting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give darshan to King Prataparudra, and King Prataparudra being a king has to deal with so many material subject matters and has to live in opulence. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I cannot come in close association of a worldly person like a king. So he's giving very strong instruction that a sannyasi should not see a materialistic person, should not even see a woman, and what to speak of seeing a woman, not to even see the wooden form of a woman. And here we have Ramanan Rai. We will learn that he would organize so many dramas, and in the drama he would prepare the artist, and artists would be men and women both, and he would dress the women, he would sometimes massage their body, make them prepared, decorate them. So he would deal with them so closely, and still he will not be agitated even a tinge amount. So on one hand, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving a strong instructions that one should not deal closely with women, and on the other hand, he is dealing so closely. So that's why this verse is there, Vaishnavere Kriya Mudra Vikena Bhujai. So we should not judge the activities of Vaishnavas, because they are totally acting out of love of God, and we cannot judge their activities from a material understanding. So this is the first part that I wanted to read. Second part, I want to continue reading the verses from text 41 onwards. And that is about King Prataprudra. Text number 41. Kshetrayasi Raja Sarva Bhaume Bolai Lela. Sarva Bhaume Namaskari Tanre Pochila. Somebody can read translation? Sure.
When King Prataparudra returned to Jagannath Puri, he called for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. When the Bhattacharya went to see the king offered him respects and made the following inquiries.
Mora lagi Prabhu Pade Kaila Nivedana. Sarvabhaume kahe kainu aneka yatana.
The king asked, "Have you submitted my petition to the Lord?" Sarvabhauma replied, "Yes, with much endeavor I have tried my best."
Tathapi na kare tenha raja darshana. Kshetra chadi yabena puna yadi kari nivedana.
Yet despite my great endeavor, the Lord would not agree to see a king. Indeed, he said that if he were asked again, he would quit Jagannath Puri and go elsewhere.
Suniya raja ramana dukha upajila. Vishada kariya kichu kahita lagila.
Hearing this, the king became very unhappy and greatly lamenting began to speak as follows.
Papi nicha uddharite tanra avatara. Jagai madhai tena karila uddhara.
The king said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has descended just to deliver all kinds of sinful, low-born persons. Consequently, he has delivered sinners like Jagai and Madai.
Prataprudra chadi karibe jagat nistara. Yei pratigya kari kori yachena vatara.
Alas, has Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incarnated to deliver all kinds of sinners, with the exemption of a king named Maharaj Prataprudra.
I'll read the purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is thus described by Narottam Das Thakur, Patita Pavana Hetu Tav Avatar, Mosama Patita Prabhu Na Paibe Ar. If Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended to reclaim sinners, then who is the most sinful and low-born is the first candidate for the Lord's consideration. Maharaj Prataprudra considered himself a most fallen soul because he had to deal with material things constantly and enjoy material profits. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's business was the deliverance of the most fallen. How then could he reject the king? The more fallen a person is, the more he has the right to be delivered by the Lord, provided, of course, he surrenders unto the Lord. Maharaj Prataprudra was a fully surrendered soul. Therefore, the Lord could not refuse him on the grounds that he was a worldly pound shillings man. Text 47. अदर्शनीयान् अपि नीच जातिं संवीक्षते हन्त तथापि नो माम् मदेकवर्जं कृपयिष्यन्तीति निर्णीय किं सो अवततार देवा. Somebody read translation?
Alas, has Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made his advent deciding that he will deliver all others with the exception of me? He bestows his merciful glance upon many lower class men who are usually not even to be seen.
This verse is found in the Sri Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka. Text 48. Tanra pratigya more nakaribe darshana Mora pratigya tanha vina chadiba jivana. Maharaj Prataprudra continued, if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is determined not to see me, then I am determined to give up my life if I do not see him. Purport. A devotee with Maharaj Pratapradra's determination will certainly be victorious in advancing in Krishna consciousness. Sri Krishna confirms this in the Bhagavad Gita 9:14. Satam kirtayanto mam hitantasya dranavrita namasyantasya mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. These are the symptoms of a Mahatma engaged in the Lord's service in full Krishna consciousness. Thus, Maharaj Pratapradra's determination is very much exalted and is called Dradavrita. Because of this determination, he was finally able to receive Lord Chaitanya's direct mercy. Text 49. Yadi se Mahaprabhura napa kripa dhana Kiba Raja Kiba Deha Sab Akarana.
If I do not receive Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, my body and my kingdom are certainly useless.
Purport. This is an excellent example of Dradavrita determination. If one does not receive the Supreme Personality of Godhead's mercy, one's life is defeated. In Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.5 it is said, Parabhavastavat abhuta jato yavan na jigyasata atma tattvam. Unless one inquires into spiritual life, everything is useless. Without spiritual inquiry, our labor and the object of our labor are simply a waste of time. Text 50, this is the last text we'll read today. Eta suni sarva bhauma haile chintita Rajar anuraga dekhi haila vismita.
Hearing King Prataparudra's determination, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became thoughtful. Indeed, he was very much astonished to see the king's determination.
Purport. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was astonished because such determination is not possible for a worldly man attached to material enjoyment. The king certainly had ample opportunity for material enjoyment, but he was thinking that his kingdom and everything else was useless if he could not see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is certainly sufficient cause for astonishment. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that bhakti, devotional service, must be unconditional. No material impediments can actually check the advancement of devotional service, be it executed by a common man or a king. In any case, devotional service rendered to the Lord is always complete despite the devotee's material position. Devotional service is so exalted that it can be executed by anyone in any position. One must simply be Dradavrita, firmly determined. So that's the second theme that we're going to discuss today, that how Maharaj Prataprudra was so determined to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in spite of his so many attempts trying to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Lord so harshly rejecting his petition. So in the previous verses, we have seen in the beginning of this chapter how Sarvam Bhattacharya was trying very hard to petition to Lord that he is such a nice king, he's a saintly king, he's not like an ordinary king who is materially attached, he's a devotee. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed an example of very high standards that a sannyasi should not meet worldly people, and he rejected all the requests in the past. But here, King Prataprudra, Sarvam Bhattacharya is like a guru to King Prataprudra, and he is inquiring that, did you submit my request to meet Lord? And he again gave him the bad news that no, he is still very strong about not meeting you. And hearing that, King Prataprudra is showing so many wonderful good qualities that he is not giving up. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying no, and he is good example of how to be a Dhrina Vrita, how to maintain this firm determination. In Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami has said that we should have these 6 qualities: Utsahat, Nishaya, Dharya, Tattat Karma Parvartanat, Sanga Tyaga, Sato Vritti, Shatpir Bhakti, Prasiddhiti. That we should cultivate devotional service with full enthusiasm, Utsaha, Nishaya, determination, having full faith that Lord will give mercy, Dharyat, and when there is a time taken, then being patient and waiting for the time when Lord will be merciful. And then while we are having these qualities, Tattat Karma Parvartanat, continuously engage in devotional service. And then one of the important quality is Sangatyaga, that material association should be abandoned. And Sangatyaga, Sato Vritti, and then follow in the footsteps of devotees. So when we follow these 6 qualities, then our bhakti becomes very strong. And King Prataprudra is showing example of a great determination. It's like we hear the example that how once a bird lost her eggs in the ocean water took the eggs away, and that bird, out of love for the lost eggs, her children, she requested ocean that please give me my eggs back. Ocean did not even pay any attention, did not even respond to her. Then she said, okay, I take a vow that I will dry you up. And she started doing that actually, taking the little water in the beaks and putting on the shore. But how much she can do? But seeing her determination, then Garuda took pity on her, and then he came on her side that, okay, ocean, if you don't return her eggs, I will dry you up. And then ocean responded, seeing the strength of Garuda. So that's the kind of determination we should have. We should have full determination that I want mercy of Lord, and I will plead to the Lord, I'll plead to devotees, and I'll definitely get the mercy. So actually, determination is the only thing that we can actually give to the Lord. Everything else belongs to Lord. Lord has given us tiny free will, and using our free will is the only our wealth. That is also given by the Lord only to us, for us to exercise. So if we use our free will in pursuing this determination that I want mercy of Lord back, I don't want to exist in the material existence, and then want to take shelter of Lord, then that's the only thing we can give to the Lord, and everything else is arranged by the Lord after that. So let's look at the qualities of King Prataprudra. King Prataprudra has been so eager to meet Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for a long, long time. And then, on the other hand, one of his servants, Ramanand Rai, he is a servant of king because he is an employee of the king, right? And he hears that he got the opportunity to meet Lord, and Lord not only meet, Lord invited him to live with him in Jagannath Puri. And he is coming and telling king that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has asked me to retire and go and live. What was the response of King Prataprudra? He was not envious at all. He didn't feel, oh, how can my servant got this opportunity and not me? He didn't feel that at all. He got up from his seat and went and embraced Ramanand Rai. He actually praised him that you are so fortunate. He expressed so much humility that I am so fallen. He had no pride, he had no envy. On the other hand, he did not just say that in words. He actually assisted Ramanand Rai that don't worry about your money, your income. I will arrange for your retirement. I'll give you the full salary as your retirement earnings. So without working, he was getting free money. He said, you go and please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That you are so fortunate, why don't you go ahead and please the Lord? I am very unfortunate, I am not getting that opportunity. So he had no inhibition in his heart, he has no envy, he did not try to stop him. Sometime out of envy, if some devotee is getting mercy, then we may try to become impediments in their path, like why he is getting, why I am not getting. He had no such feeling. So Anusuyave, that's one of the qualities Lord Krishna has repeated in Bhagavad Gita so many times, that what's the qualifications of receiving this knowledge, mercy of Lord, that one has to be without envy towards Lord and his devotees. And that's what one of the wonderful quality of King Prataparudra. And he not only non-envy, and he also said that I am not qualified. He was expressing so much humility, and he was not losing hope also. He was saying that even though I am not getting mercy, but he is still hopeful. I will hopefully get in the next life. He even expressed that. That's like a devotee in Mahaprakash Leela. I again forget the name, Mataji. Can you remind me? Who is the devotee who said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I will not see him for the next 10,000 lives. Mukunda? Right? Mukunda, yeah. So because of some offense he had done in the past, I think against Shivas Thakur, that he was very good in giving Bhagavatam classes, and Shivas Thakur was attending his class. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say that also, and then he did not protect Shivas Thakur when he was feeling emotional in class and he was getting little disturbance for others. He let. Okay, that's somebody else. Okay. Vakreshwar? Vakreshwar? Got it. Got it. Got it. Yes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very strong that I will not give him mercy. And then Mukunda expressed so much joy and he started dancing in ecstasy. And then other devotees said, why you are happy? It's 10,000 lives. He said, yeah, only 10,000 lives. There is no guarantee because we are in this material existence from time immemorial and there is no hope to come out of this. But this is a guarantee. He said 10,000 life, I will definitely be delivered of 10,000 life. So when he expressed that gratitude and that gratefulness and hope, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, bring him immediately to my audience. And he immediately gave mercy. That's one of the wonderful quality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he on one hand is so strong, so hard, that, oh, looks like there is no hope. And once we surrender to him, he is so kind, immediately, and giving all the mercy. So that is what King Prataparudra is showing us, that he is not losing hope. He is again trying. He is again seeking advice from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he is showing so much faith in the instructions of his guru. We'll see in the future that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will give him instructions that how he can go and meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he would follow that very diligently. So this is the wonderful quality of King Prataparudra, that that's why he is such a great devotee. And then look at the qualities of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is already an intimate associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and still he is trying very hard to bring another soul in connection with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is trying hard even at the cost of displeasing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knows Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not want to meet the king. Still he is again bringing up the topic at the risk of making him upset with him, leaving, but he is not giving up that attempt of bringing a soul in connection with the Lord. And actually he is the reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and met Ramanand Rai. He is the reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would give later mercy to King Prataparudra. So he has been a true preacher, a true Acharya who is trying to connect the fallen souls back to the Lord. So that's a role and duty of the devotees, to spread the mission of the Lord and bring souls in connection with the Lord, even at the taking so much personal risk and inconveniences. That's Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, that he is not giving up as well. And on the other hand, Ramanand Rai, so he is already so dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is so advanced, but he is praising King Prataparudra. When he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when meeting him, he is praising King Prataparudra, that he is the one who arranged for me to come and meet you. He allowed me so much, he allowed me retirement. And so generally, when our Guru Maharajas come, some senior sannyasi come, and we have an opportunity to meet with them, we don't glorify other devotees. We just want to talk about what services I am doing, how nice I am. We don't even mention how other devotees helped me in those difficult times. Like, this is also a symptom of little bit envy. That if we have no envy, when we meet our spiritual authority, senior, our Guru Maharajas, then in their presence, we'll not just talk about ourselves, we'll try to make them aware of the services of other devotees. Like, that's what Ramanand Rai is doing. He's praising King Prataparudra that he has so much devotional ecstasy that I don't even have a fraction of it. So he is praising King so much more, and acknowledging and being grateful. And actually, because of these praises of Ramanand Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu softened towards the king. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw that opening, and he said, okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has softened, and now I'll make a plan for king to meet with the king. So, king to meet with the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So actually there is a class given by Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj in Sadhu Sangha in 2024, in which he described that what is the characteristics of a pure devotee. The characteristic of pure devotee is that he glorifies the activities of other devotees without envy. So that's how we can know how somebody is a pure devotee. If one is able to do so, that glorifies the activities of other devotees, we can know that such a person is a devotee of high quality. We were talking about Manorathanasi Dhavato Bahi, that how a devotee is controlled by the Lord in the heart, and materialist is controlled by the Maya, right? Riding on the chariot. So if you are able to see the Lord in the heart of other devotees, that is a symptom of being a devotee. In the beginning stages, we see Lord only in the temple, only in the deity, my service to the Lord, we only focus on that. But in the advanced stages, we are able to see that there are many other devotees also who are serving the Lord. And then when we are glorified their activities, then Lord becomes very much pleased. Then we have truly able to understand the Lord. So these are the advanced stages. And how come these principles are glorified in the scriptures by the Lord? Because Lord wants us, because our Lord is like that. Our Lord is like that. He wants his devotees to be glorified. He is not arrogant, selfish person who wants all the love to be directed to himself. Because he loves his devotees so much, he wants his devotees to be served before him. And that's why all these verses that we see, Lord Shiva says, Aradhanam Sarvesham, Vishnu Aradhanam Param, Tasmat Paritaram Devi, Tadhyanam Samarchitam. That among all the different kinds of worships of Lord Vishnu is supreme, and even higher than that is the worship of his devotees. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also cites the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, where Lord Krishna says that ye me, no, that's not from I don't know, is from Bhagavatam? Ye me bhakta jana partha na me bhakta cha te jana mad bhakta nam cha ye bhaktas te me bhakta tamamata. This verse came in this chapter before, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has cited that that those who claim to be my devotee are not actually my devotees, but those who are devotees of my devotees are actually my devotees. So this is the principle that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Krishna themselves are propagating, because they have so much love for their devotees. It actually reveals the loving nature of the Lord. It reveals so much loving nature of the Lord that he likes to serve his devotees. He is not selfish and arrogant that all love should be given only to him. He is so loving to his devotees that anybody who serves his devotees, he starts serving them. Like example is Lord Krishna serving the horses of Arjuna's chariot, right? So he is taking care of them. Like Arjuna is fighting, Krishna seeing that horses are tired, then Arjuna gets down from chariot and Krishna takes care of the horses, makes them drink, eat, massage them, make them ready for again another sprint of the war. So Krishna takes becomes a servant of his servants, of his devotees, and the servant of his devotees as well. So that's how much love Krishna has for his devotees. So externally, Lord may set very high standard, being very strict, like he's saying that I don't want to meet King Prataparudra. He is a material person, because being a king, one has to deal with the material affairs, so he's setting the high standard. But internally, he has already given mercy to King Prataparudra. He has anybody who makes even little attempt to serve the Lord. Lord is very kind, Lord is very loving, and Lord is very grateful. There is no person more grateful than the Lord. Even if small service we do, Lord always and forever remembers that service. He will never forget. We may forget that. Lord Krishna says to Draupadi that I am so grateful to you calling out my name in that sabha when they were trying to disrobe you, that I cannot pay eternally. And so that is, Draupadi is related to Lord Krishna and the Sakya bhavs, right? So that is in that. And Lord says to gopis that I cannot repay your services for the so much love and service you have rendered, that simply be happy with just your service. That's all. That keep engaging in the service, I cannot repay you. That's in the Madhurya Bhav. And to Hanumanji, when Hanumanji came to Lord after searching for Mother Sita and brought he brought some jewel from Mother Sita as a token of proof. So seeing that, Lord Ram felt so grateful to Hanumanji. He said, I cannot repay anything to you, only I can just embrace you. So that is the gratefulness of our Lord, that even a small service we do, he is forever grateful to us. And he's waiting. And then why he is so strict? Because he wants to fan that devotion, that we have small devotion, and he wants us to perfect that. So he is guiding us, he is increasing our determination, he wants us to go all the way so that we can become fully perfect, and then he is waiting in the spiritual world to welcome us like Gop Kumar, that he is always waiting for us to come back to him. So he is just facilitating all this, sometimes being strict, sometimes being lenient, and he's arranging for, but at the core, he's always loving us. He's always facilitating our success. These are the few points I want to share. I can stop here. Please, any comments, any corrections? Yes. Oh, there is.
Go ahead. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the nice class, Rarup. It's very nice. Years ago, I got to live with one of the first disciples of Srila Prabhupada. His name's Umapati Swami. I don't know exactly his situation now, but years ago he was helping us in China. I was working under Tamal Krishna Goswami, preaching in China. He came there. So I was asking him what it was like when he moved into the 26 2nd Avenue apartment with Srila Prabhupada. He lived with Prabhupada. So he told me that as he looked back on it, like he said, when he got initiated, he was in cut-off jeans and he had long hair. And Prabhupada initiated him at a fire sacrifice. But even more astonishing, he told me that Prabhupada would go out during the day and sell books, and he would collect like $10 or $15. Then he would go and buy vegetables. Then he would cook for all of them. So he said at that point there were about 10 hippies living in the apartment with Prabhupada. So he told me Prabhupada was cleaning the toilets, Prabhupada was cooking and serving them, he was going out and shopping. And he told me they reeked of cigarettes and marijuana, and it wasn't. Some of them were homosexuals openly, and but Prabhupada lived with them, and he told me Prabhupada would stand in line to take a shower with them, stand in line with them, and even he told me one day Prabhupada had cooked everything and was serving them, and there was like one banana left, and Prabhupada reached to take the banana. And one of the hippies told him, why don't you share that with us? Why do you just take it for yourself? And Prabhupada said, I'm an old man, I need the nutrition. So my question is, we see how strict Lord Chaitanya was unless somebody like absolutely surrendered to him. But then yet, on the other hand, we see when Prabhupada was trying to make devotees here in America, he was so willing to like just accept anybody and everybody, even to the point of like, you know, we read how a sannyasi shouldn't associate with somebody materialistic. Well, who could be more materialistic than that? Who could be more degraded than that? So how are we to understand that? That's my question.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, there's so many rules and regulations in devotional life, but there's always a hierarchy. And this is the highest to preach and bring other forgetful souls into devotional service is one of the highest service to the Lord. Then to follow the standard of sannyas and just to protect oneself, going out and protecting others is a higher service. So for that higher cause, he is associating with them. So that's all right. So it requires a deeper understanding of the spiritual principles that we should ask the question, why is that principle mentioned? So we should not just see that what's the instructions, but what is the reason behind that instruction? What's the effect it's supposed to create? So the principle of not associating with the materialist is to protect oneself, not falling into Maya, right? So that is the effect that is desired through that instruction of not associating with the materialist people. But here, Srila Prabhupada is already transcended that he is so firmed up himself that there is no fear of him falling into Maya. He is such a strong warrior or what is that? Senapati Bhakta, that he can go and bring other fallen souls into Krishna's service. So he is doing that. So he is beyond this small concern and he is working on a higher level. So this is my understanding, Prabhuji, on this. So that effect is already taken care of, that he will not fall into Maya. Now he is working on a higher level. He's bringing others out of Maya, and for that he has to go in the middle of them. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then so many hardships he faced. It's also a mercy of Krishna. Krishna could have given him success right away. But if he would have given Srila Prabhupada success right away, we wouldn't have understood his glories. So Krishna showed us that how much he cared for us, how much devotion he has for the Lord, how much faith he has in the instruction of his Guru, and how much care and concern he has for the fallen souls. So Krishna demonstrated all three by letting him undergo the hardship and glorify him in that way. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. Regarding Prabhu's, I was just thinking, I don't know whether it's relevant or not, when Vishnujan Maharaj, he had a confusion regarding his life and he asked Srila Prabhupada, but before he heard Prabhupada's entire answer, he quit. I mean, he gave up his life. And Prabhupada said that, I've heard it in Srila Prabhupada memories, that he shouldn't have done it because Lord Chaitanya could do that, with, but I cannot do it without all of you. So that's what I was thinking, and as he was asking. Coming back to what I originally wanted to say, as you were saying that how wonderful and merciful the devotees are, like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Rai Ramananda, I was also thinking, this is more to contemplate for myself, that how wonderful or humble Pratap Rudra must be, that, he deserved the love. Sometimes, not talking for myself, often feel, okay, this person got it, not me. This person got it, not me. But I may not be deserving. That person might have a better behavior or, whatever it is. Of course, one is Krishna's will. But also that whether I am deserving or not, that's a question I find, very rare that I ask myself. It's always somebody else doing it and not me the cause of. But here we see Pratap Rudra, how wonderful he was, that he deserved the love of so many devotees when all together they came, moved to the position where they were ready to advise him that, take off your king's attire and become a beggar. And they're doing their best to get Pratap Rudra to that level where he gets Lord's mercy. It became their interest as much it was Pratap Rudra. So are we deserving the mercy? Not just Lord's, but even devotees is also a question I was thinking when you were speaking about it. Thank you so much for so wonderfully narrating everything. Hare Krishna.
Thank
you. What Mataji just said, we're hearing here how Maharaj Prajaparuja, he was such an exalted, pure devotee and a Dritavrata. But yet, later, he was prepared to commit suicide, right? And there was even a discussion between Lord Chaitanya and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that, you better go and take care of Maharaj Prataparuja so he doesn't do something crazy like kill himself. So, you know, the idea, or she brought up also Vishnu Jan Swami, the idea that even though somebody's a Drita Vrata, they might do something out of extreme, what would you call it, love or separation from the Lord that would be considered very bad. So how are we to understand that here's a Drita Vrata, but yet he's, you know, he put on the earring, right, and he was going to give up the kingdom and all of his responsibilities, and then later he threatened that I should just go commit suicide. I think we even read that. So how are we to take that as the action of a Drita Vrata?
Actually, the soul is eternal. So even if somebody commits suicide, there is no loss and diminution for the soul's spiritual journey as such. Like we see example of Chota Haridas Thakur. He just interacted briefly to some Mataji. Just one or two interactions, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very strict. And that, oh, he's supposed to be in a rounds order, and he should not have done so, and then he rejected him. And Chota Haridas Thakur could not take that, and he committed suicide. That if I cannot associate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he committed suicide. But later on we hear that he would sing for the Lord, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would accept his service. So sometimes some hard things happen for setting an example. And not everybody has to follow that, but that is just to remind us this is the highest standard. And the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada might give exceptions and extra mercy in those specific cases. But to set a high standard, sometimes some examples has to be set. And in those cases also, they are fully in shelter of Lord. There is no loss for them. So we have to have the spiritual vision to see that Krishna is always taking care of his devotees. This material body, this material existence is not all in all. There is existence even beyond that. So that way we can have full faith in Lord's protection. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Someone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class and the wonderful explanation. Just wanted to add, if you allow, what Prabhuji asked, both the questions. I think my understanding also would be that we've often heard that the chastisement and love from Guru and Krishna are both mercy. So whether we are being chastised, whether we are being ignored, threatened, thrashed, or being loved, we should take it as mercy of them. So even Prabhupada was at a different time, place, and circumstance, they know how to deal with us. So even Prabhupada at times was, with the same person, could have been very, strict, and next moment would be just laughing and smiling and giving so much love. So one thing is that, and the other thing, I've often heard that the scriptures, we should not imitate the characters. Like a lot of times Arjun also said, I will, enter into the fire if I don't kill this person, or things like that. So we should not copy or imitate what we hear from Mahabharata, especially Mahabharata is not a scripture. We should copy the actions, but understand what is the meaning behind the pastime, and also follow the instructions that are given to us. That's why the purports are there. If we were just hearing the illustrations and the pastimes, we may not be able to understand, but Srila Prabhupada has given such in-depth understanding of all those pastimes, then we can have our, takeaways and understand it even better. So yeah,
Thank you for sharing. And here then, thank you. Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Caritamrta ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.